I'm Dr. Matt Syracuse here with Green Dental Care. Invisalign has become one of my favorite treatment options because it's probably the easiest way for a patient to restore their, smile, get their confidence back in a relatively quick fashion and a relatively pain-free fashion. Invisalign, I would say, typically takes 9 to 12 months for the average case. Everyone's a little different, but if we're just trying to fix some crowding, trying to get everything kind of back into alignment, where again, we're probably looking at about 9 to 12 months. I always say that you should be wearing them 23 out of 24 hours a day. You want to keep them in as long as possible. You're really only taking them out to eat, brush your teeth, drink coffee, things like that. The longer you leave them in throughout the day, the faster the treatment's going to go by. The best way we have you stay consistent is having you come in for pretty routine follow-ups, just to make sure that your trays are fitting, making sure that everything is looking like it's moving along in progress. One of the ways that we typically see if someone's not staying consistent is you'll suddenly see a set of trays that aren't fitting, and usually that's because they weren't wearing the previous trays consistently enough to get the teeth moved to where we want them to be for these next set of trays. And again, we usually can catch that at our follow-up appointments. There's always an adjustment period once you start Invisalign. You may feel like you're talking funny or things just feel funny, but usually that's only about 1 to 2 weeks of getting used to it. Once you're wearing the trays consistently and your mouth adjusts, everything kind of goes back to normal after a week or two. We typically provide you with a cleaning solution to kind of clean the trays daily, and you can soak them in that solution. You can even just use like a liquid soft soap to kind of just cleanse them daily, running them under water, things like that. You want to avoid brushing them with the toothbrush, things like that. That can kind of cause wear on the trays and potentially degrade them. But yeah, we usually will provide you with that cleaning solution up front. Patient came in with some, crowding on the lower front teeth, upper front teeth. Just didn't like the way that the appearance of their smile was. We were able to get them through Invisalign. Took them about a year. Everything came out beautifully. Nice straight teeth. Afterwards, they did some whitening, and this was a patient that initially came in wanting to do veneers, crowns, all that stuff, and luckily, we were able to steer them the Invisalign route, and they actually ended up not needing to do any of that stuff because they were so happy with how the Invisalign result turned out. Invisalign can have a profound impact on people's day-to-day life. I mean, one of the biggest factors I think in someone's confidence is being able to exude a smile and show up in their kind of day-to-day life with that appearance that makes them feel increased confidence. Beyond just cosmetics, though, Invisalign can really help improve your chewing function, if you're clenching and grinding, if you have jaw pain, things like that. Getting better alignment can also help improve that. And that may also, kind of feed into other areas of your life where if you're not having pain or discomfort because your bite's in a better place now, you'll feel better and have more confidence that way too. If you're interested in Invisalign, give us a call. We'll get you set up for a consult. We will take a digital scan of your upper and lower teeth. We can use our Invisalign simulator to kind of show you what an expected outcome could be. Most importantly, we'll evaluate your bite, your teeth, how everything is to make sure that you are a good candidate for Invisalign. And if everything looks good and you're ready to move forward, we can usually get started right away. Just involves taking that scan, some photos, x-rays, getting everything sent out to Invisalign so we can start the process.